Hello guys, how's it going? In this video I'm going to walk you through my Firebug build for Killing Floor 3. And it's insane, you do loads of damage with this. So I'm going to walk you through my skills, my weapons, my mods, and also how to play this in a match and what sort of things you want to be doing. For instance, what I like to do is set the ground on fire and then get the upgrade that lets me heal myself by walking through the fire, and then I don't have to use syringes to heal myself. Number two, every time you reload, enemies will take triple damage, which is insane. So these are the two core tenets of this build. This is the extinguisher. So when you upgrade the extinguisher to +3, every time you reload your weapon, enemies take triple damage, which is insane. This thing alone makes the Firebug worth it. So you can absolutely melt bosses, scrakes, all sorts. But you just have to make sure of one thing, excuse me, and that is that enemies are burning. So when enemies are burning and you reload, you do triple damage, which means what you want to do is make sure all of these apply burn. So every single thing that you can customize, make sure it applies burn. So for instance, this one, I'm going to walk you through them one by one. So level 2, too hot to handle, retaliate with a small burst of flame that applies burn and 150 heat. So in other words, when Zeds attack you, they get burned, which is very, very good. But there's a 10-second cooldown on this one. So don't just stand in the corner and get hit over and over again. Next, we have heat exposure. Heat weapons apply 120% increased burn affliction and cause enemies to burn for 250% longer. So that's really good because more than double the length of burning. So the longer enemies are burning, the greater the window we've got to use the extinguisher. Pretty straightforward. The next one we have is slow cook. So ground fire effects caused by weapons are 30% bigger and apply 30% enfeeble affliction per tick. So essentially what this is when you shoot your weapon at the ground will catch fire. Now the enemies are going to walk through that fire and they're going to get burned. And then again, you can use extinguisher to give them triple damage. Next up, Hotfoot. Ground fire effects caused by weapons heal you for 5 health per second. This is crucial in this build, especially because it's better than this one. So red zone, killing enemies nearby grants stacks of red zone, granting more stacks, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I like this one because, again, you don't have to use syringes. You can just shoot your feet with flames and stand in it and you will get healed. That's amazing. And that actually works for other types of fire as well. So if enemies are trying to light you on fire and you stand in the fire, it either heals you or it doesn't burn you. So it won't actually damage you at all. At the very least, fire does nothing, but at the very most, it heals you. So that's great. Next up, I'll walk you through my throwables. So the Firebug has Molotovs, and Molotovs are very powerful, especially when you upgrade them all the way. So the first one, this increases Molotov explosion radius by 40%. Straightforward. Very, very good. Capacity increase. So you've increased by 1. Extended duration. So the fire duration is 6 seconds. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4. More burning and more time to use extinguisher because this synergizes well with the Molotov. And then we have capacity increase again, so you've got more Molotovs, and this one is great, so up in flames. Increased number of secondary Molotov projectiles spawned by 6, so as you can see, it spawns little baby Molotovs, and everyone catches on fire. Now the third one, after this I'm going to walk you through my weapons by the way, but just to end this we have our gadgets. And the gadget is Wildfire for the Firebug. It's called Wildfire. And what you do is you crouch down and then you blow yourself up basically and all the enemies around you catch on fire. So this one, the nearby enemies take 30% increased damage from Wildfire's blast wave. This one is ground fires created by Wildfire have 25% increased radius and deal 30% increased damage. So any fires on the ground are basically, they're broader, they're longer, and they burn for longer and deal more damage. And as I say, if you walk through the ground fires, you will get healed. Triple play, this is using Wildfire, send out a cone of 3 fireballs, and the fireballs apply burn. So once again, we have burn going on. This one, Wildfire Blast Wave, is increased by 60%. So the blast wave is bigger, more enemies are going to get affected. And the last one, for me, is a toss-up. Now, I do like this one. So after discharging Wildfire, you'll discharge a second time. And I also like this one because if you're playing solo, this one's really good. Once per match while downed, you may activate Wildfire to get back up. So this actually gives you a second life. So yeah, if you are playing solo or you're playing Hell on Earth and you make a mistake and you get down, this can actually save your life. But I like this one. This is flammable material. Using Wildfire causes you to ignite for 20 seconds. While you're on fire, Burn Affliction is applied. You also get Panic Affliction and also 25 heat damage per second to all enemies close to you. So essentially, you set yourself on fire and you set every enemy around you on fire. Now, if you then use Extinguisher to reload your weapon, you will do triple damage to every enemy around you, and that is insane. And I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. But first, I'm going to show you my weapons, because the weapons are important. And, you know, key to this is the Vulcan. Now, the Vulcan might be the best weapon in the game. I've kind of decorated it with a skin. So here's my nice little skin. I've got a dosh clip on it as well, which I think just sets it off quite nicely. But that's not important. The important thing is the mods. So this mod, I'm just going to show you what it does. I'm not going to read it all out, but this gives you 50% burn affliction. This gives you 20% damage. This gives you 35% damage. So that's 55% damage. And this gives you 52% damage. So over 100% damage just on these three mods alone. I don't really care about what the red negatives do. So it negatively impacts our fire rate, this one. I don't really care about fire rate or reload rate or anything like that. All I care about is damage and burning with the Firebug. So anything that gives you high damage, use it. So yeah, I would suggest these three mods. And then the Supercharged Plasma as well. That just gives you more burn affliction. So again, Extinguisher is going to be better. But anyway, that's the main weapon this rolls around. And you can get it as early as, I believe, round 3. If not, you can get it round 4. So if you are good with your money, you can get this earlier. Before then, though, you want to rock in my opinion, with the Brimstone. So the Brimstone is this flame SMG, which is good because it is really good for ground fire. You can just aim it at the ground, spray all that fire around, and yeah, enemies are going to get lit on fire, and you're also going to be healing yourself. The Dragon's Breath is also good. It's not what I would recommend because I like the Brimstone, but the Dragon's Breath is good if you're not that good at aiming because it's got a large spread. So this is a good shotgun that shoots flames. What I will suggest, though, is not to get the Incinerator because, plainly, I think it sucks. I don't really like it. It doesn't do that much damage. I just seem to shoot it at enemies and they walk through the flames. They don't even get staggered by it. So I don't like the Incinerator. But hey, that's just my personal preference. You might be different. So yeah, I'm going to show you a match now. And we're going to start with an unmodded Brimstone just because I want to highlight the skills that you're going to be using. And then we're going to go through the waves and I'm going to show you the Vulcan in all of its glory, super modded Vulcan. And when you combine this with the skills that we're using and all the different mods that we've used, you're going to be doing loads of damage. It's insane. So let's do a match. Let's get right into a match. Goodbye. Okay guys, so we're in a match. I'm going to show you all the aspects of this build. Number one, I'm going to shoot at the ground. Check what happens when I shoot at the ground. My health goes all the way back up, so fire actually heals me. Number two, shoot at the ground and cause a ground fire, which is called, and enemies will get staggered by the fire, so they're not actually going to come near you because they'll be burning. So let's cause some ground fires, and there you go, they're kind of stopped in their tracks, and they actually explode as well because, you see they just exploded there? That's because when I reloaded my weapon, we did triple damage. That's due to the Extinguisher effect. So let me just shut that door, and what I like to do on this map is cause a ground fire. So they actually walk through the fire when they emerge through the door. So you're kind of setting up a little trap there. Molotov in the way, and check how much damage we've done with the Molotov. All exploding. Lovely stuff. And that massive crowd of Zeds just got taken out in one go. Another Molotov in the crowd there. And because we upgraded our Molotovs with those 6 mini Molotovs, that's going to do even more damage. Love that. Enemies are burning. And I'm not really, this sounds very arrogant, I'm not really trying too hard, because the way the Firebug works, you can just spray that fire around and everyone's going to get lit on fire. It's got quite a large AoE. And the other thing for this Firebug build is that when you get hit, Enemies who hit you take damage as well. There is a cooldown for 10 seconds, so the first enemy who hits you gets lit on fire. So there you go, that enemy just died, didn't have to do anything, died straight away. Another Molotov in there. And I would use a syringe to heal myself, but again, you don't have to. You can shoot at the ground and you're getting healed. And then those enemies are going to get stopped in their tracks. It could not be easier. The Firebug build makes killing floor 3 ridiculously easy, and I love it. I mean, this is on normal mode. I'm not going to brag and say I'm playing on Hell on Earth mode or anything, but if you're not the best gamer in the world, I think the Firebug build makes killing floor 3 really fun and a bit easier. And yes, I can just about buy the Vulcan now. This is my customized Vulcan, the Super Vulcan, and it's got all of these mods. It does 486 damage and 133 secondary damage. So the Vulcan is insane, and I'm going to show you why. Alright, let's start the wave. And the enemies are coming from the ceiling. I don't really like to shoot enemies one-on-one. I like to wait for a group to come in. So let's go through these doors. Okay, the group's getting bigger. And I can use this fan to suck them all in. So as the enemies come down this corridor, they're going to get sucked into the fan, which is all good. See ya. Lovely stuff. And just getting loads of bio samples out of that as well. Look at that. That's why I like the multi-tool. Anyway, let's shut the doors on these guys. Oh, you can't. You can't actually shut these doors. Not really consistent. So the Vulcan is just taking out every enemy. One shot. One shot. And, whoa, okay, get out of the way of this. Takes out this guy in one shot. Let's get this craftable. And this is why I think the Vulcan is the best weapon in the game. So this is the one fire mode. Let's see the other fire mode. So you click the RB button. And then this secondary fire mode does this. So it turns into a flamethrower. And then if we reload, triple damage on that. So let me just shoot at the ground as well to heal myself. I'm just going to use a syringe there. Kind of got myself in a pickle. But again, they are getting staggered when you set them on fire, so they're going to stop doing damage to you for a brief time, and that you can use that as a window to get yourself healed. So bang, bang. You can just save ammo by meleeing them if you want. Close the door on them. See you later. And I'm pretty sure when that guy just hit me there, they took damage due to that ability that I mentioned earlier. So, yeah, I think it's called retaliation. So when they hit you, they take damage, and that effect cools down, takes 10 seconds to cool down. That's a really useful effect. What haven't I mentioned? So I've mentioned the Molotov, mentioned the retaliation, ground fire. Oh, I haven't showed you wildfire. Oh my god, I need to show you wildfire. So the wildfire is the gadget, and it is insane. And as soon as a group of enemies comes up, I'm going to show you what this can do. So, alright. Let's get this trap going. I think this is a good place to set up wildfire. Okay, here I am on wave 4. I'm going to show you the wildfire effects. This is the last effect that I want to show you, and this is the gadget for the Firebug. So only the Firebug can use wildfire. And I think this is a great place to do it because we have a bridge, we've got enemies coming from both sides. So I'm going to wait till a lot of enemies come, and then I'm going to use it. Alright. Okay, almost time, almost time. Okay, I think now's a good time. Let's do it. And there you go, they all exploded, and then I'm burning. So they're all going to be burning as I am. My damage is going to go up while I'm burning, and the burning lasts for 20 seconds. Or at least it does say that in the menu. It says you will be burning for 20 seconds, but it doesn't look like I'm actually burning for that long. Maybe someone got interrupted there. But wildfire is really good because it's kind of your panic button. If you see a bunch of high-level enemies coming at you, use that and you will get out of jail free. So here's a big enemy. Probably could have used my wildfire there, but it's a good chance to show you the Vulcan. So the Vulcan is going to take this enemy out really easily. Bang. Bang. Oh. Probably should have looked behind me. And then Molotov. Maybe one more. Oh, it's already taken out. Okay, so that was what? Is that 4 shots? 5 shots? That just gives you a little rundown of the Firebug and what kind of skills to use and what kind of ways you want to use them. So anyway, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more Killing Floor 3 guides. See you next time.